It's the 4th of the 8th month of 1436, and I would like to share, aside from my great table, squared out to show certain attributes, I would like to share my 7th of the 8th month of 1436 comment upon reading The Best of the Equinox, Volume 1, Enochian Magick, with an introduction by Lon Milo DuQuette. I finished reading The Best of the Equinox, Volume 1, Enochian Magick, last weekend. I would have to agree with Lon Milo DuQuette's introduction in the respect of how there was little of value available on the subject of Enochian when Crowley released his Enochian material in the Equinox. There was Merritt Casaubon's reprint of a transcript of some of John Dee's diaries as a true and faithful relation of what passed for many years between Dr. John Dee and some spirits in 1659, and John Dee 1527 to 1608 by Charlotte Fell Smith were out there, but nothing other than the Golden Dawn material was easily available. I would have to say that the different ways of pronunciation can be regarded as authentic dialects of Enochian, even though the ridiculous way of saying Zod for every letter Z in the text does not seem to be supported. Different varieties in items and formulas within the manuscript does lend to the existence of these dialects. Liber 84, Vel Chanakh, was the best book of that type of a magical grimoire on Enochian till the Enochian Evocation of Dr. John Dee by Jeffrey James reprinted Sloan manuscript 3191 and gave it some instruction. Liber 30, Aurum vel Saculi sub figura 418, being the angels of the 30 authors are the vision and the voice, has some interesting connections and other such material. Some of these beliefs and practices might scare people away from Enochian magic altogether. Enochian magic isn't limited to Christianity or any other faith, nor does it require sihr, evil magic, jipt, superstition, and tagut, rebellion, tantamount to idolatry. The alphabet of daggers is found on page 473 and mentioned on page 474 in the Vision with the 19th author as the holy alphabet that must be written by sinners, that is, by those who are impure, whose every thought is followed by another thought, are who confuse the higher with the lower, the substance with the shadow. I haven't come across anyone else making the connection, but it sort of makes one think of such sigilia as are found in the Goetic texts and other such grimoires. Now, in my Vision and the Voice commentary videos, I have shared of that alphabet in the appropriate section. under the 18th author, or on page 481, is a prescription for writing each of the Enochian authors that I have not seen followed, except for not even changing the style of a letter within record. The first is, from the 1st to the 30th, the order of colors is gold, scarlet, violet, emerald, silver, sapphire, orange, indigo, gray, black, maroon, russet, green-gray, amber, olive, pale blue, crimson, bright yellow, crimson adorned with silver. This could give the sigillum of absolute righteousness I received in an attribute as under the author of division. Mauve, pale green, rose madder, violet cobalt, beetle brown, blue brown, cold dark gray, white flecked with all of the primary colors with green edges for the letters, angry clouds, ruddy brown, indigo, bluish green, and mixed colors. Now, as you see, I haven't divided the authors with such colors of the different, I haven't divided the tablets author-wise. I have indicated through the squares that particular name of the 22nd author. My final comment here would be addressing a series of truths behind the nature of the ascent from the 30th through 1st Enochian author, found on pages 589 and 590, under a comment upon the natures of the authors. The 30th is on the spiritual nature of the material universe outside our mental constructions in this new age. The 29th is about how to change to accept this age, how the change to accept this age causes disturbances. The 28th is the international era manifesting in its shadow. The 27th is that shadow being unveiled. The 26th is the cycling of the ages of mother or infancy, father or later childhood, and child or adolescent and older. The 25th is of spiritual strength and the feminine side of things. The 24th is of woman and man, submission, and that which is submitted to. The 23rd is of the angels of the temple of this age's nation of believers, and the 4 types of elemental beings. And so the elemental in terms of the jinn, the earth, the air, the water, and the fire. There are other ways to order the tablets, but I've included all the variations of the lettering. The 22nd is of the shadow of the Holy Spirit and sevenfold formulas. The 21st is of knowing about God firsthand and the nature of actual prophets. The 20th is of metaphysical beings that personally interact with the individual and being the leader of a house of worship's ritual services. The 19th is of low magic and letting someone else dominate you. The 18th is of vaults and trial by ordeal. The 17th is of tools of balance. The 16th is of sacrifice by the female who is with her soulmate. The 15th is of mystical dances and rejection of certain orders. The 14th is of dark houses of worship, and finally of its degrees of initiation. The 13th is of Neptunian things. The 12th is of the Holy Grail, and the Dark Order or left-hand path. The 11th is of what is outside of sacred cities and metaphysical places. The 10th is of transitional places and states of being. The 9th is of the redemption of chastity, from being worldly to being in a place of understanding and production. The 9th is the production of 10th transition of places of being. 8th is of the hierophany and manifestations of the light beings. The 7th is of marriage and rewards. The 6th is of hints at what the truly skilled worker of the arts and sciences of religion really is. The 5th is of acceptance into the brotherhood and sisterhood of believers, and the straight path of striving. The 4th is of the connection of the one who willfully changes consciousness and the purified ecstatic existence. The 3rd is of the alternative views to why some lack knowledge. The 2nd is of how the same things can be a means of benefit or blessing and harm or curses. The 1st is about the age of further development being crowned by the completion of the former age of exemplar and messenger prophets of God. And I suppose I'll say more about this painting in another video, but make a fair offer for my dozens of hours of work that went into this, figuring it out and putting it together and material, and that can be yours.